G'day, welcome to Easy Jeezy Map and Made Breezy. In today's episode, we're going to be making an isoline map, or to be precise, isotherm map. Okay, lines connecting similar temperatures, but these are a really useful visualization tool. Okay, so let's get straight into it because I've got actually a lot of washing up to do. And dried egg on a fry pan is an absolute pain to clean up and to wash up, so it's going to take me a bit of time. Therefore, we need to get through this quick, so let's get started. So today I'm working with some data from the neighborhood of Orca in Rio, okay, and I've got my building height here, the circles, and higher building heights represented by a darker color here, blue, okay, and then that's overlaid on top of air temperature. So I've got air temperature here underneath as well with our interpolation, which you've seen in a previous guide, okay. Now, this could be a really good opportunity to use isolines or isotherms because perhaps if you're worried that your colors are getting a bit mixed up, maybe you've got too many colors on the screen, you've got colors representing one thing, colors representing another thing, and they're all sort of getting in the way. So you think, well, actually, maybe I want to show this through isolines or isotherms, a particular variable. So what we can do, okay, is we can use the contour tool, okay? Now, contour is usually related to elevation. So usually we're doing this with a digital elevation model, which is a raster, but in this case, we're going to be doing it with this interpolation raster, which we have made in other guides. Okay, in this case, it's on air temperature. Okay, so let's go up to our processing menu and select toolbox. And there, let's go contour. Okay, you can see it there. Contour. Click here and recently used. Our input layer in this case, well, it's going to be an air temp. We want to make isotherms. Okay, or isolines based on air temperature. Click on that. Our interval, well, in this case, we don't want it to be 10. Let's go for 1. Okay, what do we want to call it? Let's call it temp. Okay, leave everything else as it is, and let's click run. Should be pretty quick. Click close. Now, there you go. They've appeared all over the place there, so we can actually turn off that background and they sort of disappear a bit. So we need to work around, play around with the visualization. So let's click on the contour symbol. Okay, and first of all, let's change it to black out of that disgusting brown color. Okay, and black, and the width, let's increase that up. Let's make it nice and chunky. There we go. Maybe that's too chunky, but anyway. Let's take it down just a little bit. Okay, so there you go. You've got your isotherms there. Let's go up to source. Let's change this. So therms, okay, just so we're not getting confused. It appears like that over here. Okay, and there you have it. You got your isolines on your map. Now, obviously, you need to do a bit more playing around. So let's go back in, right-click properties, add some labels. Okay, we want single labels. We want to label it with temp, which is the instead of elevation, we change it to temp. If you remember when we we're creating the isolines, so temp. Okay, we're going to need to add a buffer, so they stand out. Let's make the buffer. Let's go with yellow for this one. Okay, there. Or we can leave it as white. Let's go with white for now. Actually, maybe we'll do that. Click apply. Placement, let's go, let's make them on the line. Okay, there we go. Let's see how they look. Okay, there we go. Now, depending on your base map, you may wish to change the color of the buffer. I was tempted to go yellow. Let's actually go back there and let's change that buffer to yellow. Let's see if that makes it a bit easier to stand out. Yeah, perhaps it's up to you. You can play around with that color. So there you go. You got some isotherms there, which can sort of help in terms of displaying this variable, in this case temperature, while also displaying other variables in the same map, so in this case building height. You can continue to play around with these if you like. You can obviously change the thickness as you like. You can also actually, if you right-click and go to properties, you can also play around with their symbology. So instead of being a single symbol, we can actually categorize these lines as well. So let's base it on temp, as we mentioned. Oops, sorry, not categorized. We went graduated, sorry. And we go to temp. And let's do these by color. Classify. Okay. Oops. And they've all obviously gone quite narrow again, so we need to change that. I think we were back up, say around there. There you go. So now you can see your isolines are actually graduated by color, so that the hotter ones are being darker red. Okay, and that can obviously help with our visualization as well. Makes it a bit quicker to understand what they're representing and which ones are high, which ones are low. You've got the numbers there as well, obviously, but you've also got the colors there to speed things up. I think I could probably find a better color out. Let's go. Yeah, that one maybe. Yeah, that could be a bit better, I think. Maybe I've gone a bit too thick there, so let's take a bit off there. Now there's obviously more advanced tools where you can go and change and make it sort of glowing like a lightsaber or something like that. But just for a really quick tutorial, I think that's generally pretty good. And you can obviously change if you need to. You can change the order of these, so making sure that these building height points are on top, for example, if you prefer. You can also play around with different base maps, which may help some of these things stand out. So I've got a dark base map there, so you can see that really pops, really stands out there. There's a lighter one as well I had underneath there, but maybe that doesn't work so well in this case. But obviously these are all available through the Quick Map Services plugin, which I've gone through in a previous tutorial. Okay. And there you go. Add in isolines or isotherms to your map, a really effective visualization tool. Hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.